So in the last episode of this series, I actually shared how I was able to become a profitable trader without having a single mentor, and the hardest part of actually learning Forex alone, and the moment every single thing finally clicked for me. And that's why in this video, I'm actually going to share with you my system that I actually built to become a profitable trader, even though I didn't have a mentor. Yes, the key to being a profitable trader is basically building a system. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the system I built for myself that actually helped me overcome all of the stresses. Now, before we start talking about which system I built, how I built my system, and doing every single thing without a mentor, now the first question is simply, why exactly did I even need a system in the first place? Now, here's the blank truth. When you are trading without a mentor, it's either you build a system or you stay confused. Yes, you heard me right. When you build a system, that system becomes your mentor, and if you don't build that system in the absence of a mentor, you're actually going to stay confused. So before I was able to build a profitable system, here are a few things that I stopped doing in order to be able to build this system. Now, the first one is basically I stopped jumping from one strategy to another, which is popularly known as what? The strategy hopping. Now, this is one of the first things that I needed to stop, because without this, there's no way you're going to build a system, because for you to build a system, you need to build it around a strategy. And secondly, I need to avoid the habit of overtrading also. And what I mean by overtrading is simply taking a lot of unnecessary positions in a day. I needed to set a target of, okay, in a day, this is the number of trades I want to take. Anything more than this number of trades, I'm done for the day. So basically, I had to set all of these rules down as well. And thirdly, I needed to stop looking for signals as well. Now, a lot of traders, when we got started, obviously, we all look for where we can actually get profitable signals from to actually make money. Obviously. So one of the things you need to stop if you really want to build a system for yourself is basically you need to stop looking for signals as well. Now, here's the reason why you need to stop looking for signals if you want to build a system. In order for you to build a system, you need to stop looking for signals, because when you look for signals, you get to see other people's setup, and when this setup start playing out, they will actually interfere with your own strategy that you will be trading, or your own strategy that you'll be building your system around will actually be affected because of these people's setup. So if you really want to build a system for yourself, you also need to kick out the act of chasing signals and start doing things for yourself. So now, talking of the system I built, here is the exact system I built as a self-taught trader with no mentor. The first thing is basically I picked out a particular section that I want to stick to trading. So basically, instead of trading every random session, I picked two sessions, which is the London and New York session. These are the sessions that has the most movement in the market based on the pairs I trade, because I trade more of GBP and USD pairs, and even the index I trade are more of GBP, are more of London, and then I say London, European, and New York, which is the US index. So basically, I needed to pick these two sessions and then focus on this section, because this is the time where I'll get the best movement for the market I trade. So basically, the first thing you need to build if you want to build a system is basically pick out two sections that you want to focus on, two or one session. Don't go above that. Don't say I'll trade Asia session, I'll trade London session, I'll trade New York session. You are a trader, not a 9-to-5er. Pick a particular time range that you'll be doing every single thing on and focus on that. Now, this is the first thing I did when I started building up my system. I'm not saying do exactly this, but you could emulate it and modify it to suit your personality. And the next thing I do is basically I started focusing on the market trend. Now, unlike before that I was trading with no system, obviously I was just trying to make any quick profit that I see without considering what the overall market actually looks like. But when it comes to building a system, I started taking the market structure seriously. So when I get on the chart, unlike before I would just do some cooking, no. Now what I do is simply I go on the higher time frame, try to spot where there's any good trading opportunity. I look at it, mark out the key levels, whatever key levels that they have on the daily time frame, to identify if the market is trending upward, downwards, or is just a sideways market. So basically, in order for me to build my section, in order for me to build my system, the second thing I took note of in the positive side is basically taking my time to actually read the market and understanding the market structure. The third thing I did was basically I learned the act of liquidity, which is basically understanding that what liquidity is what moves the market, and the market is always on the hunt for the next liquidity target. So basically, I started reading the chart, and not just reading the market structures alone, and also reading where there is liquidity. And for those of you who don't know what liquidity means, it basically means the free cash in the market. Now, liquidity is what actually fuels the market to move, and liquidity is basically free cash. For the market to move, it needs to actually mitigate these levels before it starts moving. So basically, instead of just learning the market structure, knowing that okay, here is a downtrend, here is an uptrend, in a downtrend I need to sell, in an uptrend I need to buy, I also started spotting liquidity levels. Is this probably a fake buy level? Is this probably a fake sell level? I needed to be able to spot this as well. And you can just take each of these headlines that I'm sharing with you and also go and research on them and build your own system around them, because these are the main bodies that actually governs trading. Now, after spotting liquidity, the next thing I did was basically implementing the break and retest system of structure. So what this basically means is simply, if the market breaks a structure, I don't go in immediately, but I wait for it to retest the level before I actually go in. As someone who trade basic support and resistance, now here's what I actually means. Now take a look at this trade on GBP JPY. Here is the trade I just took today. I just took it not too long ago. And this is the hourly time frame. I now trade the 30 minutes and 1 hour time frame to get a better, clearer view of the market, because I recently got funded, so I don't want to lose that account like I lose my previous account. So I had to adjust my trading system as well. So now you can see, take a look at this trade here. Market broke this level here, which is a break of structure. Obviously the market was an uptrend, and the moment it broke this structure here, it became a downtrend. Now since it becomes a downtrend, obviously a lot of people will actually take sales immediately, but for me, I did not take sales. I had to wait for the retest. So basically now the market came today and then eventually gave me the retest. Now if I go down to the 30-minute time frame, you can actually see it first retest here. I didn't get to go in because that was the first retest. I needed to make sure that what the level is actually going to hold. And then the market came in here during the news, did some 1 or 2 weeks, and then finally I got my confirmation here down to the 15-minute time frame. You can see after this last rejection here, immediately I saw the rejection wick on that bearish candle, I had to go in immediately. And I'm actually surprised that this heavy fall is still in the market, because I never expected it to fall this much. And you can see, if I should come over here to German 40 as well, the same strategy, the same system. Market broke this low, I waited, it broke below here, came back to retest, I waited, it sold, and then I marked this other block here, waited for the market to come into the other block, tap into the other block, give me my confirmation, and this is basically it. Now this is the first step in my system that I actually build, which is where I wait for a structure break and then a retest on the break level before I actually go in as a trader, because this gives me more clarity that what the market is actually respecting whatever thing that I am doing. Now the step number 5 of the things I did whilst building my system is basically I needed to implement risk management. And when it talks of implementing risk management, I really made it as simple as possible. Now here is the whole thing. I'm never risking more than 1% per trade. So basically I risk anything at 1% and below whenever I'm taking a trade, and this is a must. So it's either, if it is a 10k prop account, I'm risking $100 and below for every single trade, and if it's a 25k account, I'm risking $250 and below for every single trade. I'm never going to go above that mark. Now this is a strict rule that actually said that actually helped me, because when I take trade, I aim for a very long risk to reward. So now guys, that's all about how I was able to build my system. I'm not saying build your system like mine. I'm not telling you to use the same trading strategy I personally use. What I'm trying to pass here is simply, in order for you to build a profitable system, you need all of these points that I just shared with you right now. You need every single one of them to build your own system. So in case you need them as a copy, you don't have to stress yourself. I'll be sending them into my Telegram community. The link will be down in the video description. You can also sign up to it. But we are not done with this video yet. But just so you know, in case you look for a platform to actually trade with, if you look for a reliable broker, you can use Light Finance. The link will be down in the video description. And also, if you look for a prop firm to trade with, I trade with Blueberry Funded. I received payout from them. I shared on this channel. And also, I recently got funded with them again, so you can also use them. Link in the video description and also in the pinned comment as well. And with Blueberry Funded, if you use my promo code PT20, you get 20% off regardless of which account you actually buy. Now let's get down to the other part, how I was able to develop this system as a trader without a mentor, because getting the system is one thing, but developing them is another thing. I didn't wake up one day and just say, okay, this and this is what I'm going to do, and I started doing it in the real market. Obviously not. I started doing them from a test phase where I see that they were working for me before I brought them to the real market. Now how I practice without a mentor was basically simple. The first thing is basically I try to practice every single day. Yes, after jotting down the rules of my system, I needed to start practicing that. So I had to subscribe to TradingView Premium. This is one thing I tell a lot of you traders who come into the market. You have about $20–50 you want to use to start trading. I will tell you, use that money, like watch YouTube videos, come up with a system, and then draft that system on paper, use that $20 to subscribe to TradingView Premium, and then practice that system that you've learned. Like, practice it in the backtesting phase, see if it's working. If it's working there, then good. Now you can now upgrade to the demo phase and go and trade demo account. But if you don't want to trade demo account, then you go over to trading prop firms, because with prop firm, with as low as $48 with Blueberry funded, with my promo code, all you need is simply about $45 to $48 to get a $10,000 prop account. But in actual sense, it costs about $60 plus for a 10k account. But with my promo code, you get about 20% off, which will actually cut it to about $45 or $48 for it. Not expensive. And if you don't want that as well, then you basically found a penny in a live account, and then just try juggling it by following your results after you're done with the backtesting phase. And the second thing is basically I journaled every single thing I did. I took every single screenshot that I backtested. Like, I wrote down every single approach that I used. I wrote down even how I was feeling during the trade, and my reactions and every single thing. I jotted down because my jotter became my mentor. Since I didn't have a mentor, I'm doing everything myself. I've spotted a pattern that is working for me. I had to take record of this pattern so that what I can keep on following this pattern every single day. And here I am today with this pattern, and I just showed you some good sweeper trades that I took today that are really playing out already. So guys, this is basically how I was able to build my system, and not just build my system, but also nurtured my system to where I am today. So as a trader out there, 100% you can do it without a mentor, but it requires a high level of dedication to actually achieve this. I wish you all the best. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out the next episode that is coming up either this week or next week. But also don't forget to engage with me on Instagram as well. I'm known as @PerezTrade on Instagram, and also on Twitter, even though I don't post much on Twitter, on X, formerly known as Twitter. So guys, with this said, see you in my next video. Wish you all the best. Bye.